SFL nights on the starry skies. AJ strike to feel her heat. The sultry voice so silky sweet. Whispers in the air, light down low. Bubbly charm, let the stories flow. In the league where dreams unite. Ashley's got you, hold on tight. Under her lights, SFL players shine bright. AJ's putting you in the spotlight. From the field to the mic, Ashley's in the know. SFL night, get in the down low. Yeah. In the game, she's making plays. Arizona's queen bee leading the way. A community ambassador, off the field, laying on hands, see it all get healed. From the huddle to the show, Ashley's got that infectious glow. Interviews that make you sway. In her presence, you wanna stay. SFL players shine bright. AJ's here for you with a spotlight. From the field to the mic, Ashley's in the know. SFL nights, get in the down low. SFL night, let's go. Midnight glow. Hey, SFL night, let's go. Midnight glow. From the huddle to the show, Ashley's got that infectious glow. Interviews that make you sway. In the presence, we lost her. SFL players shine bright. AJ's here putting you in the spotlight. From the field to the mic, Ashley's in the know. SFL nights, getting the down low. SFL players shine bright. AJ's here putting you in the spotlight. From the field to the mic, Ashley's in the know. SFL nights, getting the down low. Take turns tonight. Let's go. Turn down those lights. It's Ashley's turn to make you feel so right. Under her lights, as the conversation is out today tonight. It's always SFL nights. Under her lights, let's go.
What is up? What is up? What is up, SFL Nation? Welcome back to SFL Nights with AJ Striker. Thank you so much for joining me today or tonight or whenever you decide to hit that play button or turn on that radio dial. Listen, y'all, I want to apologize for the late start. I want to apologize to my guests. I got y'all on mute right now, but I want to just say an apology. Things got delayed. Big storm came through, knocked out the power for a couple hours, being in the desert. I'm just glad that it was a cooler day. You know, it actually went from 106 degrees down to about 77 with the storms coming in and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that's a little bit cooler than what it was, you know, and I'm glad because of the power being out, we didn't have any AC. So I'm like, man, I'm just grateful that it rained so we can have some kind of relief, you know, because 106 without no AC, bro, I don't know if we would have made it, but but we're here now, and I thank you so much for joining when you did. I am bringing up my guests. As you can see, things are a little bit different. I have a different setup now, so it's going to be kind of like this for the time being. But I wanted to introduce my guests, Mr. Robert Brady Jr., representing the Baltimore Vultures, as well as Cincinnati Bengals over there. Let me unmute your mic, brother. Hold on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad to be here with you, Ashley. Glad to be here.
And I'm glad that you made time for me, man. Thank y'all so much for being patient, man. Like, totally unexpected, you know. Next up, I have Mr. Ramos Lin, who's the co-owner, first off, of the Mexico City Aztecs, one of the best coaches and one of the youngest coaches in the SFL. And today is his birthday.
Man, happy birthday. Happy birthday, brother.
Finally 17 plus 10. 17 plus 10. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you, and thanks for having me.
Man, you're very welcome. And I promise you I was going to sing to you live. So
there we go.
I'm going to say that to the end. You know, I don't want everybody to just leave right off. You know, just at least stay for.
Yes. The best for last.
All right, guys. So as I said, having a little trouble with my overlays. So I don't have my pickems to show with my gold and my green and my pink and Jade Bomber's blue that he was supposed to be here and is not. But it's okay. I understand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off, especially for my radio listeners out there. This is actually really good for you. I'm going to read off the results from week 6 And then my partners and I are going to be going over week 7, which is just around the corner. I mean, I feel like, you know, games just ended yesterday. You know, it just seemed like
Right.
everything is running together. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
Yeah. It's going
Yeah.
fast.
Moving. All right, so
For
here we
sure.
go. Week 6 action included the Minnesota Legends taking on the DC Dragons, where DC wins 24-22. Vancouver pulls out a slim victory over the Baltimore Vultures, winning 24-23. Florida Storm took on the Bossier City Steamers, where Florida wins 20-0. Oof, no points. Motor City V8s took on the Nashville City Tempo. Nashville Tempo City, where Nashville came out victorious 37-6. Chicago Warriors battled the Lexington Miners, and Chicago wins 31-10. On Sunday, the Mexico City Aztecs took on the Fort Worth Toros and won in a big way, 29-7. Charleston Predators took on the Houston Headhunters, where Houston wins 41-21. And you know, it's funny because I started to pick Houston for that game, but I went with Charleston, and I don't know why I did that. So congratulations to mine. Queen City Corsairs took on the Carolina Skyhawks, where Carolina wins 21-10. Atlanta Swarm wins over the Pittsburgh Riverhawks 34-19. And last but not least, Arizona Scorpions took on the Albuquerque Adams and wins 27-14. And I'm telling you, that was not an easy win to watch and to witness. Especially as quarterback, you're throwing 4 interceptions, and but you still win. And that game is actually dedicated to Mr. Greg Soto. He lost his godparent, and we really wanted to make sure that game was special for him. And it seemed like, you know, things were working out in his favor because the ball just kept coming his way, you know, despite the interceptions and everything, still want to win the game. So sometimes things like that happen. So Greg, that was for you, man. So. All right, guys, sliding on over to week 7. Now, before I move on, did y'all want to have any comments on this past week's games?
Well, our game against Vancouver was interesting. They played a good game against us. They were ready. They were prepared. All I can say is at the end, AI got us. AI got us. I think, and like I was telling you before when we talked, you never want to leave it up to the refs. You want to go ahead and do your thing. We allowed them to get back in the game. So it's no fault but ours on that end. But unfortunately, we got the wrong side of the coin. But you know, you got to bounce back from that. That's what it is when you simulating the game, and those things happen. So you kind of got to lick your wounds and keep going. So initially, like I told you, I was so mad. I was about to, I was like one of those younger YouTubers. I was about to punch my screen and throw it across the room and everything else. But again,
And realize you bought it, and you was like, "Nah."
yeah. I realized I paid money for that, so we might not want to tear it up. But yeah, things happen. I mean, it is what it is. And again, I can't take nothing away from them. They played a great game.
And y'all were winning.
They fought themselves back.
Yeah,
And
y'all were winning.
And so unfortunately, what happened at the end happened, but
Okay. I have my thoughts about it, But Ramos, what about you? Any thoughts on the games that happened over there for week 6?
I thought we had a very good week. We did have a couple blowouts. I did comment. I was in commentary for the Florida and Bossier City. It was 20-0, but Bossier City played really well on defense. The defense kept them in the game for a while. It wasn't until Florida put the game 13-0. It was later on because the game was like 6-0, I think, for a little bit,
Yeah.
and that's when Bossier City just didn't have just the offense to come back pretty much. But I think the defense played really well, and there were things about Bossier City offense that I liked, but eventually they just couldn't get in the red zone to put points on the board. So uh, the 20-0 looks pretty bad, but it was if you really watch the game closely, it wasn't as bad as the score would suggest. I think. Um, Happy about Chicago getting their first win. I think it was coming. They played Canton pretty well the prior week, especially early on, and you could see that they finally were getting their momentum on offense and on defense too. They were finally finding an identity, and good for them getting that win. And just a couple of great games. The Baltimore game actually had to come back and watch a little bit of the highlights because I think that was the time. I'm not sure if I was on stats for the Aztecs game or broadcasting the Bossier City game. I was not watching live. I couldn't watch live. But the fact of the matter is that I went back. It was a very good game and just went Vancouver's way at the end. But good week. Good week of football for sure.
Definitely. Definitely. On to week 7 matchups. Pittsburgh on Friday, August the 23rd. Tomorrow. Pittsburgh Riverhawks will be taking on the Motor City V8s. The North versus the Central Division at 8 p.m. Eastern. Gentlemen, who do you have? Because I believe that I chose Motor City to win this one.
Almost, you want to go ahead first, or you want me to go?
All right, I'll take this one. I'll go with Pittsburgh on this one. I think Motor City. I did broadcast a game where Motor City was playing. That was probably 2-3 weeks ago, and King Jackson really impressed me and how he was playing. He probably played his best game as a pro, but now it seems again that the V8's offense kind of just hit another stall point, and I don't think they have an identity right now. I think they have to find a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of momentum, and a little bit of a cohesive game plan. I think the talent is for sure there. I really like the pieces that they have, offense and defense. Whether that's Christopher Dean, whether that is King Jackson himself, whoever it is, Koss, whoever that is, I really like what they have. I just think it's a group of very nice players that the coaching staff needs to find the best way to put him in the best positions to win. So I think that will come, and I understand that's something that we probably have talked about Motor City for a couple seasons now. But these players are developing as well, and with the developing, I think they will eventually get better. I think right now I just don't see a cohesive game plan in place.
Okay.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of Ramos. One of the questions when I was watching Eddie's last show and he was talking about questions, and one of the questions I put out was about scheme and player fit. And I think around the league, what you see is a lot of coaches are putting together great or good schemes, but it's a matter of player fit. Does that player fit your scheme? Now, the player may have all the attributes in the world, but if he doesn't fit your scheme, then you're not getting the most out of that player. And I agree with him. I think Motor City has the lineup, but is it a situation where you're getting the maximum amount of your players? And with me, since I'm not in coaching, I don't run sims. I really hate to talk about a team. So I'm going to back off from that after this point. But just, it's a matter of, it's not always getting all the players. It's getting the right players for your scheme. And if you have a set scheme that you want to run, then you need to find the players that fit that scheme. Because you can be a $2 million back, but if my scheme is not around the run, then you're wasted money. And again, I'm new to the league, so I'm not going to jump out there and act like I know things. I don't. I don't even really get in depth in watching teams in that way. I look at the games as a fan and just kind of watch what's going on. I really don't even know all the stars on every team, and I'm not going to pretend. But I'm just saying that one thing that I have noticed is that when I look at the overall schemes the teams are putting out, the overall game plan doesn't seem bad. It just seems like there are players who can't do what you're asking them to do. If you're asking your linebackers to go out and cover a back out of the backfield, well, what's his speed look like? You know, you have to take those things into consideration. And just because you have a great game plan doesn't mean your players can fulfill that. And even when it comes to the pros, it's the same thing. Football is football is football. I've always been taught that since Little League when I was playing. It's really simple yet complicated. And the complication just comes into that. So right now I'm going to go with Boulder City. I just feel that they're getting it. I'm not saying that they're there yet, but they're getting it. And it seems like they're putting the things together. And like Ramos said, I don't see where Motor City has an identity yet. We don't know who they are yet. So,
Gotcha. Great point, gentlemen. The Los Angeles Vikings will be taking on the Vancouver Legion, 10:15 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Woo, it's a late game. So, gentlemen, I'm taking Vancouver on this one. More, if I'm listening to what you guys are saying, more sure game plan. I know Los Angeles is trying to find their way as well. So, and Vancouver is at home. So definitely Vancouver.
well, absolutely, I'm going to take Vancouver because of how they played us. So, but yeah, again, they're at home. I think their game plan structure is a little bit better. So I'm going with Vancouver.
Okay, Ramos.
Me too. I'm going with Vancouver. I think it's going to be closer than people might think.
Yeah.
You see Vancouver being a great Baltimore team, and you will be like, oh, Vancouver's rolling. Maybe they're going to win by 4 touchdowns. But I think it's going to be closer. Sometimes when you like develop a great game plan and you shock a team like they did the Vultures, the opposing coaches they dedicate even more time to scout you. They dedicate even more time to find the weakness because they put the pressure on. Okay, they really did something right that week. We really need to be able to be prepared. So I will still take Vancouver, but it might be closer than you might think.
Okay, gotcha. Lastly, for Friday, August the 23rd, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, will host the Minnesota Legends and Denver, Central versus the West. Great game. Denver's at home, but I got to go with Minnesota. For some reason that's just pulling me. Denver definitely has the pieces, but I just think Minnesota is a little bit stronger. So, what about you, Ramos?
I agree. I like Minnesota in this game. I think it's going to be a very good game. It could be pretty defensive. But I will take the Legend in this one.
Okay, Robert.
Emotionally, being initially drafted into the league by Denver, I still have love for Denver. I love the coaching. I love the team. Bailey is still a bad man, and he's to be respected. And he can change a game in a minute. I just feel Minnesota may have more of the pieces together right now at this moment to contain Bailey. And then after that, I don't want to say there's a knock because Logan at any time can explode. But I'm going to go with Minnesota on this one, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Saturday, August 24th, the Louisiana Revolution will be taking on the Florida Storm at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. By the way, these games can be watched on YouTube on Simulation Football League's YouTube page. You can also find out more information about the league at simfl.net. That's simfl.net. See game scores. You can actually get direct links to the game. Find out more about team rosters, how to become a player, how to build your player. You can even see real bios that we've actually put our pictures up there and put information about ourselves. So it's a pretty cool website. Check it out. Um, but guys, I'm going with Florida on this one. I mean, they're undefeated. They're current champions. I mean, any given sim day, I just don't think it's just against Louisiana on this. So, Robert, you shaking your head?
Absolutely. I mean, in this particular case, I don't really think there is much question. I mean, Florida is Florida. And until somebody can show that they they can beat them on a constant basis, I'm gonna have to roll with them.
Okay, Ramos.
I was in the broadcast against Florida against Bossier City, and
Yeah.
it's not like they do a lot of things spectacularly. Like I've seen teams that they go for 50 pass attempts for 35 completions and 500 yards and everything. Florida's not that team. They like to run the ball. They like to have a very good offensive line. They protect the quarterback. They get off the ball quickly. They play great defense. They really constantly get in the quarterback's face, even if it's not for sacks. They get in the quarterback's face. They disrupt the quarterback. Those corners are always crazy. Evan Carroll and Ryan Davidson. And you have to be very patient when you play against Florida because otherwise, if you panic, if you want to throw like deep and win the game in one play, they're gonna return it for a six. They're gonna house it. So you have to be patient. You have to really be careful with the ball, but at the same time not be ultra conservative because you also want to put points on the board. It's a tough task playing against them, and I'll take the Storm.
Okay. Indeed, indeed. Did you go, Robert?
I did.
Okay, just making sure. Sometimes I just be skipping people. Atlanta Swarm will be taking on the Queen City Corsairs, East versus the North, 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Queen City will be at home. I really want to say Queen City. I really do. I want to see them win their first game, but the way Atlanta has been playing lately, it seems like they figured out what they needed to, and that's going to be a problem. So I'm going with Atlanta on this, and let's come on, Queen City, got to do something. But I think Atlanta's going to take it, man. So Ramos.
Yeah, I like Atlanta in this game. I like Atlanta. We haven't played Queen City this season, but we did play Atlanta. We did game plan against Atlanta, and man, like they have Boo, they have PDG, they have Siege, they have a great defense, they have a point to shine, and they're just that. They're just that. I mean, maybe their record doesn't indicate that much. I mean, it's not like they're 5-0, but they have Hall of Famers all over them, and I really like what they do.
True. Robert?
I don't think there's too much to say. I mean, it's Atlanta all day long. I mean, again, I don't like to go down on a team like that, but it's Atlanta.
Work in progress, man. It's work in progress. Atlanta's, jeez, bro. Arizona Scorpions will be taking on the Fort Worth Toros, West versus the South, 9:00 p.m. Eastern. Tell you what, I can't be throwing out interceptions. Of course, I'm going with Arizona, but the mistakes are going to have to be minimal. And we're going to have to make sure that our defense has been great, though. But it's going to have to continue because the passing game, the running game, they have the weapons to do what they need to do. And you cannot take any team for granted, especially the Fort Worth Toros. They've been one of the teams that typically flies under the radar They seem to be fine with it. I mean, I'm invited. I'll say y'all can come on the show and y'all can just, show, see who the locker room made up of, and but
Right.
they're really quiet bunch, just like Queen City. But Fort Worth, they get it done. I'm just hoping they won't get it done at home on Saturday. Who y'all got?
Ramos, you want to go ahead and lead this one?
Um, I got the Scorpions, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, if Mrs. Jackson gets to throw an interception and the Toros house it, because it's gonna be one of those games. This is two teams that those secondaries are crazy. Like we played against the Toros this past weekend. Man, we knew that we couldn't be scared of them and we had to attack them, but at the same time, we were
Yeah.
crossing our fingers because they are insane in the secondary. They're crazy in the secondary, just like the Scorpions. So this may be one of those games where it's like Arizona against Mexico City that finished 13-9, and it was that kickoff return for a touchdown that won the game for Arizona.
Yeah.
That was the difference. It was 13-9. No team
Yeah.
scored any offensive touchdowns. It could be that kind of game. I'm not sure if there's going to be a return for a touchdown, but it could be a pick six, right? And I totally see Arizona, let's just say, for example, winning 16-14 because you guys got a pick six, for example, right? Or a scoop and score or something. So I'm going to go with Arizona, but what a great game. What a phenomenal game. What a great matchup, especially
Yeah.
Fort Worth, because now Fort Worth is feeling the pressure a little bit of, they can only put 7 against Mexico City. They can only put 7 the previous week. Marcus Dunhill has been throwing interceptions left, right, and center. The talent's still there. Stephen Hacker is still incredible. J.C.
Yeah.
Beck's still incredible. But right now, the offense is not clicking like normally the Fort Worth offense clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If correct me if I'm wrong, but Fort Worth has lost the last 2 games. Am I correct with that? They lost the last 2
Mm-hmm.
games. But they're still a dangerous team. Now, Arizona, you guys protect well. Nobody can seem to get to you, Ashley. But in tight situations, there is a tendency for you to give the ball away. In this
Yep.
particular game, it can't happen because
Okay.
I agree with Ramos. This is going to be a very, very tight game, low scoring game. I think defense is going to be the thing that dominates this
The
game.
show.
I think
Mhm.
whoever has the best defensive plan will win. I know Eddie is going to be driving himself crazy in the lab in regards to this game. This is a game
Yep.
that I want to look at because I love defensive play. I love to see defensive teams get at it in the chess match. So I'm gonna have to lean forward. I'm gonna have to lean with them. I
Okay.
think there's gonna be something that's gonna happen that's gonna give it to them, but it's not an easy decision. Like I said, it's not. I don't even
It's
know how you choose this game, to be honest.
it's going to be one play, I think.
Yeah,
It's going to be one play. Like
Yeah.
it could be. I totally see where it could be. For example, Fort Worth winning 13-10 is the fourth quarter. Marcus Dunhill throws a pick six. Arizona wins.
right.
And it's like Fort Worth had that game. They just needed to probably put the game away with a score, but they just threw a pick six, and that was the game, right? I think it's going to be one of those.
Yep, I agree fully.
Well, I tell you what. I said, how long ago did we get started? Almost 30 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're pretty
Yeah.
late, bro.
About 30 minutes.
Yeah, been 30 minutes. Queen City with the upset from Christian Baggage Loopy. First off, let me take a little break. Justin Reside over from Queen City saying, Queen City did the same thing last season when I lost my friend. He was talking about the dedication game to Greg Soto for Arizona. When I lost my friend, got a win. So Greg must be happy after that win last week.
Man.
Definitely was, man. Welcome, Justin. Pole politicking. What's going on, man? Always good seeing you, brother. What is up? Grant Hardaway checking in as well. Still waiting for Grant. He's on. I swear he is like he loves the content that we all create, and Eddie and all of us. But he will never appear on the show. I'm like, bro, would you come on, man? Come on, man. You always here. No, you don't. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna find out. Let's see. Anything new? What y'all finna do? What's going on? Uncle Todd out there, nation. I see you out there, man. And Christian Bagaluju. Oh, AZ is due for a loss. Hey, I tell you what. If that should be the case, if that should be the case, it is what it is. I'd rather lose now than lose when it matters. I'd rather lose now than lose when it matters. Hey, the picks, people be like, oh man, I got my ball, I got my pick off Ash, I could pad my stats off. Yeah, you probably could. As long as I walk away with the dub, though.
And I still like put my hands on
souvenirs all day. As a matter of fact, I'll sign the ball for you. But I just want dub. That's it. Who we got next? Bossier City taking on the DC Dragons. South versus the North. What is happening? See, I'm doing weird stuff. Okay. Also, the game to watch, DC Dragons is going to be at home. Again, it's kind of like that Queen City thing. I want to see Bossier City, continue win, put some more wins in their column. I just don't think it's going to be against DC at home. This game will be on Saturday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern as well. So, Mama, tell me, what do you have?
I got the Dragons. I do have the Dragons. Again, I don't let recency bias, really distract you from the fact that Bossier City still has a very, potential very potent offense. Ace Panic was dealing like before this game. He was great. He just ran into the storm, but Bossier City can put points on the board, and I think they're gonna make it competitive. I'm still gonna go with the experience of the DC Dragons. And I think Coach Molinex is going to dial up something good on offense. I got DC.
Okay, well, here's where I'm going to do my first turn against the group. I think Bossier City is going to get this. I really do. I think they've been playing hard. The game plan has been good. They have the talent. And I think this is just one of those games where they can sneak in and win. Not saying that they're going to, go win it all, but I just think that this is the game where I think they can sneak in and win. So I'm going to go with Bossier City.
Well said. I mean, 50-50 either way. And again, now while we're going over these on, y'all stuff, it is we just guessing and we just having fun. So
right.
You want to prove us wrong, just do it on the field. Just don't be getting mad because we pick your teeth. I know. On another note, BJ Loveless, he called me out last week talking about, man, you never picked Minnesota. I'm like, well, I mean, if I like you in the matchup, I will. But like, if I feel like somebody might be a little bit different,
I wouldn't pick him either.
I mean, people be going against Arizona all the time. What am I supposed to do? Sunday, August 25th, Canton Classics taking on the Mexico City Aztecs, North versus the South, 6:30 p.m. Mexico City's at home. Definitely, this is going to be a hard game too. But the way Mexico City has been playing, I Canton has a problem. And I think that if they don't contain Ray or scare Jordan to throw some interceptions or something, They might run away with it, but I'm going Mexico City. Robert, who you got?
This is the game of the week. And I really feel that this is going to be the defining game for Mexico City. Their defense is stout, strong, and Canton is coming in to win. Canton probably has all the momentum, probably has all the backing. But I think this is the game that's going to announce Mexico City to the world. And I'm not just saying that because my brother is on the show. I really feel that this is the game that's going to announce them to the league and let them know that they're here and they're here for real. And if you can beat a team like Canton, and I'm not taking Canton lightly at all, they're talented all the way around. But I just feel that this is the game where Mexico City gets to jump out and let the world know that they're here. So I'm going to go Mexico City, but it's close. It's close. But I'm going to go Mexico City.
All right, Ramos. So I didn't even need to ask.
Yeah, I of course have to. No, I have to. But here's the thing. Now I'm gonna put my analyst hat on. Look, Canton. We know what they represent, and we know that they are absolutely stacked in every single facet of football.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a weakness. They don't. Like, you might beat Canton, like, for example, Baltimore beat him in week 1, Florida beat him in the championship. That can happen. But it was a 4-point game. It was a 3-point game.
Right.
You're not going to go into Canton or play Canton, even if it's in your house, even if it's in Canton, even if it's in Brazil. You're not going to go against Canton and just completely just run over them. That's not going to happen because they're too good everywhere. Scar Patterson is very good. He's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league at his best. They have great running backs. They have a great O-line. The O-line of the O-line in general normally is a little bit underappreciated, but they have a very good O-line.
Mm-hmm.
When they decide to blitz, they can blitz better than anybody in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And even when they don't blitz and they bring people back in coverage, the linebackers are so good playing the zone. They have bracket and they have. They're stacked. They're a stacked football team. They're incredibly well coached. I'm so happy for the brothers over there in Canton because I remember it was Kanye Rockefeller a couple of seasons ago, and he was like, man, I'm trying to get to this game. Can you have any advice? And then like, what can I do? I was like, man, fine. I gave him somebody. He was like, bro, you have to find your own identity. You have to find your own style of coaching, right? Try things. See what works, see what doesn't. Put time into it. And boy, did he do that. I mean, the defense is incredible. And I have so much respect for that franchise, for KJ, for everybody. Mr. Michael, everybody. And it's going to be a tough game. Of course, I have to go against go with my team, right? To picking up this game. But this is when I was looking at the schedule beginning of the season, I was like, Cameron Irvine, you put the Scorpions, the Swarm, the Toros, and the Classics back to back to back to back. What did I do to you?
You know why?
Why is that?
You've been here since what? Was season 1?
Season 3. Season 3.
Like season 1. I feel like they opened this thing up. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
It feels like Mexico City is going to be the ones that, okay, we can give you a little challenge because you've been here.
Yeah.
So you know how it goes. And obviously you know what you're doing. So.
Yeah, but look, I totally understand, and that's fine. We accept the challenge. But beginning of the season, it was like with Mike when the schedule was announced, and I was like, we were looking at the schedule, and it was like, Mike, if we get out of here 2-2, like we good. Thankfully, so far we are 2-1. We did lose against the Scorpions. We're trying to make it 3-1. See if that's going to be the case on the weekend. But uh,
I
yeah,
totally agree with both of you as far as the um, star power Canton has. It's not going to be easy. And I remember having a conversation with Mike All, you know, to start the season off, and he was unsure. And I'm like, okay, but you guys, things change, but the core stayed the same. So you shouldn't be that much different than you were last season. And so far, it's been proven true. So hey, it's gonna be a game. It's gonna be the game of the week. For me, it's gonna be on
by the
Sunday.
way,
It's gonna be
by the way,
Tony.
that's no shade to Indianapolis because we did play Indianapolis in between. But Indianapolis, especially coming into the season, those wide receivers are very good. We know that, and they did burn us a couple times in that game actually. So no shade to Indianapolis. We have a lot of respect for Chad Rowland and the boys.
Speaking of which, I don't know if y'all noticed the little disturbance. Probably did. So it's been storming. Lights are flickering, power is out. So if something happens, it's a storm. Okay. Um, the Houston had. Oh, I'm sorry. The Albuquerque Adams. Speaking of which, the Indianapolis Ramblers will be taking on the Albuquerque Adams. Indy will be at home 6:45 p.m. Eastern on August the 25th. This should also be a really good game to watch. I'm going to give, even though Indianapolis will be at home, I'm going to give the Albuquerque Adams the edge in this one. They were a very tough team to prepare for. What y'all saw was real. So Indy got to be ready because if they would have ran those picks back, first loss of the season. So, but Robert, who you got?
I'm going with the Adams. Indianapolis, I like their team overall. I like what they're doing. I like the direction that they're going in. But again, this is another team where I feel they lack identity. What is their team? Is it an offensive team? Is it a defensive team? Is it their run game? Is it their pass game? Right now, we don't know. They're kind of like a jumbled conglomerate, or I don't know how to put it, but right now I just don't think they have an identity, and I think the Adams, we know who they are. They've shown who they are. They've shown who they can be. Again, they're not there yet, but they're growing and they're showing the potential. So I'm going to take the Adams.
All right, Ramos.
In this one, for the first time, I'm going to go against you guys. I'm going to go with Indianapolis. Um,
Okay.
every week, you get that one team that's probably going to be lower on the pick'em that does win the game. And I'm not going to say out of nowhere because like we're talking about a couple of 2 and 3 teams. I still really like what Indianapolis can do with their vertical offense. I still really like that, and I think that if they can get what we call as a cheap touchdown, right, busted coverage, something like that. Maybe you get caught on the safety's lurking, and you throw the deep bomb, the deep post over the middle, and there you go. You get a deep 60-yard touchdown. I think Indianapolis could get one of those, and that could be the deciding factor of the game. I'm gonna go with the Ramblers in a close one.
Gotcha. Okay. Houston Headhunters. We're taking on the Baltimore Vultures, 9:00 p.m. Eastern. Again, these games can be seen on the Simulation Football League's YouTube page. And those links are available at simfl.net. So I'm going with Baltimore on this one, but Houston has been surprising me though. Every time it seems like I pick against Houston, they win. And they are two definitely formidable opponents. Baltimore should not take Houston for granted, even though I am choosing Baltimore to win. I think Houston slap. You let slap run. Y'all got problems. So, Ramos, who you got?
I do have the Vultures. I think they will bounce back from their previous defeat against Vancouver. You facing a great coach or great coaches after a loss is very dangerous. Is very, very dangerous because
Lazy.
especially guys as resilient as T-Pat, as Tim Johnston, TJ, they've been champions more times than I can count. They're winners, and they get the take the L last week. They're gonna be ultra focused for the Houston Headhunters, and I think Baltimore is gonna win this game.
Yeah. So I guess
Well-
Robert Grow with Houston. Moving on.
No, but seriously, yeah, you're right, and I think that we're going to come into this game angry. We're going to come into this game upset, and understand that we have to go out and dominate a football game. And I think it's going to start up front. Like I said before, we have to get the pressure on the quarterback. We're really good against the run. We already are really good against the run. I think our front four has shown that we can shut down the run if necessary, but we need to get more pressure on the quarterback to get him to make mistakes. And I really think our coaching staff has went back into the lab and kind of looked at everything, and I think we're going to be ready. Now, am I saying that we're just going to come over here and steamroll them? No. They're a good team. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I feel that we're going to come out ready to go, fired up, and we're going to go ahead and take this one. And we're not going to leave it up to the refs this time.
I think just last point. I think this is going to be the exact opposite from the Arizona game, though. I think there's going to be points galore at this one. I do take Baltimore, but I think we're looking at a 42-34 game. I think there's going to be points aplenty.
Because you're looking at the passing game.
Yes.
You're looking at the passing
and just a big game potential with in both sides of the ball. Just both sides of the ball. If you give the ball to T-Roy Gaines, even you may look at people underestimate T-Roy Gaines' speed now. You can give the ball to T-Roy on a toss, and he can go 40 yards. And I think that when you combine that with a vertical passing attack and great receivers, Chima, Irvin, etc., sometimes you don't know who to cover.
Right.
And I think it's going to be just a ton of big plays.
Yeah, I just don't think that their running game is going to do. I mean, and again, me being a lineman, of course, I'm going to talk about that all day long. Most teams choose not to run my way. But again, they scout, so they know. But anyway, I just feel that our front four is going to step up this week, and we're going to show that we're not going to allow that run. And then you're going to have to depend on your quarterback. So that it is what it is.
Okay. I can't
What
wait
you
till
doing, Ashley? What's that? You writing it down?
No.
Or you just doing the
Actually, my palm has been itching.
Is it? Hopefully it's for me to get a sack on you when I see you, because I haven't touched you yet.
Listen.
Just saying. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Just saying. I haven't touched you yet.
You don't have to bring you and 3 other people.
Hands on you.
You don't have to bring you and 3 other people, bro.
That's my girl. I mean, but it's truth right now. It's just like with Ty Pack when we was in the M. I could not touch that dude for nothing. It was like, bro, what I got to do to get at you? You know what I'm saying? But yes, ma'am. I bow down right now because I have not been able to even put hot breath on you at this point.
Actually, that's not true. You did graze my jersey that one time. You just
that one time
I was passing by, but it was cool, bro. It was cool.
That one time, okay, yeah. So yeah. So that's my look. That's my Super Bowl. If I can sack you one time, I swear I'm gonna jump on YouTube and start a channel just because I was able to touch you. And I know Eddie do everything in his power to make sure I don't. Trust me, because those double teams and triple teams he be throwing my way be killing me. Like, dude, for real, you gotta put 3 people on me. You won't even give me it. But you know what? I digress. I'm going somewhere else, and this is not the time.
All I'm saying is, Ashley will get the hell out the way. That's it.
And you showing the real, you will definitely get out the way.
Lexington Miners taking on the Charleston Predators at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Central versus the East. Also going to be a really good game.
Lexington. All day long.
No.
My Miners.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
long.
Robert, you're choosing Lexington. Ramos.
I will go Charleston by a field goal.
I'm the same feelings, man. Like, it's not going to be by much, but it's just like I saw Charleston do really fantastic, for a few weeks and then kind of tapered off a little bit. Lexington is kind of in the reverse mode, so it just depends on, I guess, who wants it bad enough, and it's going to be a great game. I think this is also going to be predicated on defense too, the outcome. But I think, Charleston's going to take this one. Okay.
Lexington.
Right. You got Lexington.
Lexington.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, we can all sit right here, right now, and put 5 on it. Lexington.
No, you put your profile picture on it. That's what you can do. If Lexington, if Charleston loses this game and Lexington wins, then I'll change my profile picture to Charleston's.
No, change it to Lexington.
I meant Lexington. But if Charleston winds up being victorious, then Robert, you're gonna be wearing some whale gear, bro. Some orca. You hear me? Orca.
You know what? I feel that confident in my Miners.
Cool.
Okay, it's on.
Do it. All right, let's do it.
It's on.
And it's only gonna be for 2 days.
No. You got to carry it to the next week. So that means you got to ride it all the way to the next game. No. We're going to do it. We're going to do it for real. We're going to ride
3 days. Max. 3 days.
See what I'm saying?
3.
See what I'm saying?
Tres.
So what you're saying is
you're
you're scared.
Spanish? Tres.
No, because I know Spanish. What you're saying is you're scared.
No, I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you do that trickery. It's not no reverse psychology.
Not trickery. It's
3 days.
If we're gonna go that game,
sweetheart,
then we're gonna ride it to the next game,
sweetheart. Just be ready to wear Charleston
I'm
stuff.
cool with
3
that.
days.
I won't put them up till my next game. I want you to say I'm willing to put them up till my next game.
Negative Ghost Rider. 3 days. 3 days.
Okay. I'll take the 3 days.
Monday.
Women always win. So.
Monday, the 26th. Charleston Predators taking on the Nashville Tempo game of the week. Now, if you're in chat right now, all the games that you heard us go over, if there is a game that you feel that could be game of the week, please give us your opinion in the chat. You can put it live chat, or you can even tell us if you're watching the post game. Just let us know what you think. Going with Nashville Tempo on this, it is the battle in the East. Carolina, I just don't know which one is coming to play, because they do have those times where they are excellent and they're like surprise you, and it's just like, man, great. But then it's like some matchups a little bit stronger than theirs. And I think in this case, with Nashville being at home with an added bonus, I think that that's going to warrant a win for them. But I don't think it's going to be a big win. I don't think, maybe about 3, maybe 7 points max. But Ramos, who you got?
I got the tempo as well. Normally in games like that, or games like these, normally, and you've seen it through my picks, I like to go with the experience coaching, and I like to go with some of, especially at this point of the season. Now, it's not week 1 where you go blind into a season. We've seen a little bit of tape on opponents. So normally I will go with experience coaching. I do like what Nashville is doing. I think the Tempo will win this game, and I'm with you. I think it's going to be probably about 3 or 4 points, somewhere in the range of 24-20.
Oh, cool. Robert?
I'm going to go Nashville as well. But I see it differently. I see Nashville running away with this one. And again, I don't know the coaches. I don't know the coaching staff. I don't know any of that for most teams. But Nashville, to me, seems like a team that's on the rise, that they're getting better and better every week. And I just feel that, again, this is another coming out party. And I feel Nashville is going to go ahead and make a name for themselves, and they're going to have a statement win. So I'm going Nashville big.
Okay. Love to see it. Guys, we're going to see who's right. Exciting ball to watch all around, I believe. So before I slide into my 4th and goal interview with these 2 wonderful gentlemen, of course, I'm going to have to pick their brains. And it is so sad. It is so sad that my overlays is not working, because I had some doozies for y'all for weird food combos. But don't worry. Don't worry. No. That doesn't mean that you escape it just because you don't see it. I'm just going to describe it for you. You know what? I told y'all a long time ago, I used to be a server, and I used to make pretty good money because I was able to describe things so deliciously that I would make my guests want to buy this. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break because Lucy Red, I have to let everybody know who about our sponsors. Lucy Red energy drink. I mean, I'm telling you, like, if you love energy drinks, but you don't like that saccharine aftertaste, that weird stuff that leaves on your tongue, or if you don't like that whole crash thing, it's pretty good. I had some. I've actually bought a case. One of the best purchases I've made. So we're going to hear a little bit from Lucy Red, and then we're going to be back with weird foods and my 4th and goal interviews with these great gentlemen. And please, guys, you can put your comments in the chat, and I will be running them across the screen while we're doing our.
Are you ready?
3 Lucy Reds, please.
Are you ready? Lucy Red, the energy is amazing.
I'm battling me. I've been searching for some peace, want the negativity gone, yeah. I'm battling me. I've been working all on me, no, I got the rinse repeat, oh, yeah. I'm battling me. Yeah, nobody else, only myself. Battling me, battling me, battling me, yeah. Nobody else, only myself. Put down your phone, get in the zone. Do not disturb, leave me alone. Working on me, I'm picking a bone. Please do not text, I'm not at home. Screenshots, I'm hitting delete. When you been silent, don't need no receipts. My daddy was just a little reverend. Maybe that mean that I should go preach. I did not know him, but that do not mean the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Sometimes your blood ain't really your family. Wanting to suck on you just like a leech. Just like a leech. shadow of town, just like a peach. I'm battling me. I've been searching for some peace, want the negativity gone, yeah. I'm battling me. I've been working all on me, know I got the rinse repeat, oh yeah. I'm battling me. Yeah, nobody else, only myself. Battling me, battling me, battling me. Yeah, nobody else, only myself. I do not want no friend. I see the fight through the lens. Lie to me and they pretend. Got me on 10, just like I'm Ben. Battling a bunch of sin. Losing, but I'm about to win. Better hop up on the fence. I'm jumping in, baby. I forget her from the neck down. I don't wanna be a letdown. You know that I'm on the way now. Swear that I just wanna win. Screaming with all of my wins. I'm battling me. I've been searching for some peace. Want the negativity gone, yeah. I'm battling me. I've been working all on me. Know I got the rinse repeat, oh yeah. I'm battling me. Yeah, nobody else, only myself. Battling me, battling me, battling me. Yeah, nobody else, only myself.
Stop comparing yourself to everybody. Comparison is the thief of joy. If you gon' battle somebody, battle yourself. You feel me? Yo.
Do the right thing,
Yeah.
do the right thing,
Yeah. Wait.
do the right thing,
Yo.
yeah.
Decide.
We are back. We are back, man. I hope that you enjoyed those tunes from Dear Silas, Battling Me. You know, ever since I found that song, I actually took it to heart because it is a battle. And I actually wanted to play that dedicated to all these coaches out here that actually battle themselves every week, trying to figure out if this is going to be the right play, is this going to be the right book, is this going to be the right decision? Players trying to decide, is this going to be the right attribute? Is this actually going to help me do what I need to do? You're always in a constant battle. Just hope that when you battle yourself, you know, that you win those battles. I'm working on some stuff myself, and I feel so much better that I have been. So I wish that peace and that love for you guys too. Okay. Going to the chat for a second. Looks like Eddie is in the building. Ramos, make sure you hold TJ to that promise of paying for your hotel room.
Oh yeah, I have to. And he better show up too. The same. I know Destro is gonna show up because he said if he may not go to Houston, he may not go to Vegas. I don't know, but he said, and it's gonna be right in his backyard. So you better.
Hey, hey, that's gonna save you $170 a night, man.
Okay. Man, please. You tell me.
All right, man. So, Robert, you going to the convention in Baltimore?
That's my plan.
Cool.
I am planning on going to Texas. But things came up, but it is indeed my plan to be there for Baltimore. Yes.
Okay. It'd be good to get a lot of people out there that won't typically make it, especially when it's on the west side. So I get it. It's a 4-hour flight from here, but it's all good. It's all good to be able to see everybody else that doesn't get a chance to come out. Shout out to Ernest McCrae in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Ramos, good to see you. Robert Brady Jr.
Good to see you, Ernest.
Was on the line vibing out to the tunes. And Christian called somebody Trashville. Oof. See, now what you're not going to do is get me caught up in anything. So you're going to have to explain that. Also, the Joe Javicus or whoever talking about kick returns instead of their all-star returner mess seems to be figured as well. Christian, I think I need to give you a gummy. You need a gummy.
What?
Okay. Baltimore is about an hour away. I'm gonna get a room if I can. I'm not driving in and out of Baltimore every day. I bet. Shoot, that hour drive. I don't know, man. Is that You drive, is that cheaper for you to get around versus driving every day?
I would say so.
Depends on where you live.
Like driving every day, I think it's cheaper.
Depends on where you live. Like I said, Baltimore is probably a 30-minute flight from me,
Oh, you're lucky.
if that.
You're lucky.
30-minute.
Mm.
Where are you at?
Cincinnati.
Okay. Okay, so you are in Cincinnati. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Lucky,
very-
man.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know. Like Andy
Well, that's
Hamilton.
true. That's
I don't
true.
know. I
That's
don't know if he lives in Vancouver or if he lives in Florida or he lives in whatever he lives now. But
That's true. That's true.
I know he's from Ohio. I'm just playing. I know he's from Ohio. But
Yeah.
Hey, man. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be. I'm just glad that we actually got that information out that early, so you can plan and you can,
Right.
you know,
That was
Yeah.
wonderful. Honestly.
because I hear
It happened
Baltimore is
early.
expensive. Oh, I want to try, and I know we're getting so off course, but it is kind of leading back to where I was going with it. I want to try. What is it? What are they known for? And please forgive me. Was it the mambo sauce? Was it mambo sauce? It's some kind of sauce that is they have in Baltimore that they say whenever you go, you have to try it. So if it is the mambo sauce, I plan on hitting up somebody's hot wing spot and getting some mambo sauce wings. I'm just saying. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, please let me know because crab cakes. Oh, I love crab cakes. Yes.
Yeah, crab cakes. That's what's up.
Man. Ooh, I messed that up. Oh, wait. Ooh, they're coming in quick. Hold on. Okay. Ernest McCrae said he's taking Greyhound? Bro, you taking Greyhound? Or you
Like I go to Martha's Vineyard every year with my best friend, and the lobster, crab cakes,
Yeah.
and things of that nature.
Like lobster
And-
rolls and stuff.
Yeah, and the sauce that you're talking about is real popular there too, and I just can't think of the name.
Well,
But
they say it's
delicious.
DC. They say the mambo sauce is actually in DC though.
Yeah, but they do it's carried over, and I really feel it's the same, but I just can't think of the name.
Well, you're gonna have some time. I'm gonna give you a little bit of time to think of the name. Ashley, you better come here to New Jersey like before the convention because you got to come here for the pork rolls. Okay, pork rolls, and Baltimore is known for Old Bay and the seafood. Eddie says, tell Ernest to catch a ride with someone if he's considering doing all that. Probably would be cheaper. Maybe. I can grab you a bottle of mambo and spicy mambo sauce if you want. Man, I would greatly appreciate that, bro. And if you do that, and if you send it to me, I will make a video of me cooking and using the sauce and trying it. I mean, I think I owe myself some normal food at this point because what I'm getting ready to offer you guys is not. So what we're gonna do is head on over. Don't do that. Don't look at me like that, Robert. We're gonna go to Italy first, okay? Because Italy, it's very special. It's known for different things. Wine, cheeses. But this particular cheese, you can actually get your protein with it. So who doesn't like Italian cheese, right? Casu Marzu is known as maggot cheese. So it has a little bit of a rotten twist to it. So the cheese is left open for flies to lay their eggs inside of it. And the cheese, they say that it enhances the flavor of said cheese. So if you're into the tongue burning cheese, you can have it with or without the maggots. So again, 2-in-1, guys. You can have your protein. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of creaminess in there. Put it on some bread. No, that ain't it. Okay.
or also I could not.
I'm just trying to think.
not.
Where does she come up with this shit? It's like, why would you even?
I don't just come up.
I mean,
you think I just,
but why would you even bring that to
because somebody eats it.
normal people?
So
There
this
are
is
people. True.
this is cuisine from around the world. And if you just find yourself in Italy, my job, I feel my job is to make sure that you know some of the great foods that they have in those countries. So if you decide that you wanted to try it out,
Okay,
do
that's
it.
cool. That's
Like
cool.
if you're visiting Japan, if you're visiting Japan, you can have the barbecue chicken wings and ice cream. I wish I had the picture because
Did you
literally
just say
barbecue
barbecue
chicken
chicken
wings
wings
and ice cream.
and ice cream
The
together?
Japanese are known for their crazy food combinations, but this is definitely on the tamer side of things. It's it came
Oh
from
yeah.
Tokyo, where you can actually get barbecue chicken flavor. I'm sorry, excuse me, barbecue chicken wings mixed in with your ice cream. So you had like a marble slab, and they pulling off some barbecue chicken. And they just mixing that bad boy up in there.
So they just gonna disrespect chicken like that?
And
No,
ice cream.
You're right. Thank you, Ramos. And ice cream. So
But
you
here's the thing, though.
disrespect chicken and ice cream.
Here's the thing, though, right? In a list of crazy stuff that I have from Japan, this is like mild. Like
that's what
I'm
they
actually,
say.
I wasn't actually shocked. It's still disrespectful as hell. Don't get me wrong, but
I mean,
it's not. It's not that.
I got
Yeah.
people that I know from Japan, and I got people that I know that went to Japan, but I've never had anybody brings something like that to me. They could, I guess, because they know better than to say something like that.
I mean, but think about it, guys. It's the umami flavors, right? So you got your sweet, you got your dang, you don't have the sour in there though. But you got your sweet, your smoky, you know.
Actually, you're a black woman.
And
You ain't gonna disrespect chicken like that. Come on.
that's just a different way to have it. Aren't you tired of chicken? Aren't you tired of having it the same
no,
damn way?
no,
I'm having it in some ice cream.
Nope. I like it just the way it is. Pollo, I like it just the way it is. Thank you very much. I'm cool with it.
See, y'all not being as adventurous as I thought. So maybe this hot chocolate and cheese will do it for you.
That's because
So
you
in
ate
Colombia,
a scorpion in a lollipop and thought
Yeah.
that was a good idea.
it was excellent. What do you mean? So that's dedication because if I'm on the Scorpions and I'm co-owner of the Scorpions, why wouldn't I
don't
have
love them
Scorpion
that
running
much.
through me?
I don't love them that much. They ain't paying me a salary. This is all fictitious. Now, if they was giving me what my player says he's worth,
Mhm.
then sure.
All I know is that Scorpion lollipop was delicious.
Mhm.
And so this queso
Okay.
camazania is a combination of mild mozzarella cheese that's actually mixed in with hot chocolate. The hot chocolate is it's served together. And apparently when it melts together, it's a beautiful heavenly cup. So you guys trying the cheese and chocolate? You guys trying the cheese with the extra protein in it? Or you guys trying the ice cream with the barbecue chicken? Which one y'all do?
How about no? How about no? How about a big
No,
NO
that's not how it works.
to all the above?
Oh,
Oh,
No.
well. Shoot.
I love that.
Shoot, man. I'll get the cheese, I guess.
Which
No,
the hot chocolate and cheese, or you want the cheese from Italy?
No, the hot chocolate and cheese, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, they're all three bad. They're all three bad. I mean, it's like when you're talking about Japan. I remember that there was a yogurt flavored Pepsi as well. I've heard
No,
other
why?
things. Yes, like like Pepsi
but okay. When you talk
with like
about
yogurt flavor.
and different flavors of yogurt, okay, I might be willing to say, oh, let me see what yogurt
No, well,
a yogurt
maybe.
Pepsi tastes like. But when you talk about maggots,
Oh no, I'm out.
I ain't down for that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's just
Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Listen,
okay.
Don't be like that.
I'll come from the land of tacos, man. I don't have to eat any maggots, man.
Right.
Maggots?
And the thing is, you come from the land where you eat real taco.
Yeah.
Real
Right.
taco.
By the
It
way,
took me
that's
to
in.
go to Mexico to understand what a real taco was because I didn't know. I thought Taco Bell was tacos until I went to Mexico and then I got to experience real tacos. And from that point on, I could not eat Taco Bell because
Yeah, because you saw the light. So yeah, yeah. So you're talking about the maggots are from Italy, right?
Yeah.
Italy is great with food. Like, can I just have spaghetti? Like,
right.
I'm
What's wrong
cool.
with that? Some chicken Alfredo, something like that.
Yeah.
Something simple.
Because the segment is called Weird Foods. Spaghetti is not weird. Unless you're putting some barbecue chicken in it or something like that, then maybe that is a little weird. But I'm curious to know before I move on with my questions. I got like 2 for y'all. What was the weirdest thing that you ate in Japan, though? Because you never told me out of the many years that I've known you, and out of the few times I've actually had you on the store, I don't know, maybe 10 times I've had you on the show. I don't think I've ever heard you tell me that you've been to Japan and you tried some weird foods.
Me? No. I have not. Like, no, I've heard it from some people.
Oh, I thought you said
So
you went.
I've never been there, but
Oh,
I've heard some of the crazy. Like, there's no. Here's the thing: Japan is its own thing from the rest of the world. They know no boundaries. They really don't. Like when you told me about whatever you said about the whatever it was, see, I wasn't surprised. Because like they know no boundaries. They just don't know where the limits are. They just don't.
So I'm gonna tell you, for me, is I don't go to the South much. One, I can't stand the heat. I don't understand how y'all do it, but whatever. But I went down there one time with a young lady that I was dating, and for breakfast they had pork and beans and grits mixed. And I almost ran out the house because I'm trying to figure out how are y'all eating? It's like I don't mean to be like that, but slavery is over. Like you can eat regular food. Like why are y'all mixing pork and beans and grits and then trying to give me a piece of sausage with that and say that's breakfast?
yeah. I actually
don't
seen
get
it somewhere.
I bet you
I seen
have.
it somewhere. That's like a real thing. Hey,
Yeah, I know it's a
mean,
real thing.
to each his own. No, I mean maybe those flavor profiles actually work together. I tell you what, why don't you hook you up some grits and some beans,
I
and then
tasted it, and it don't taste terrible.
there you go. That's all I want to hear.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you?
Mozzarella cheese is in the chocolate, the hot chocolate, by the way.
So let's think about the profile of mozzarella cheese and how that tastes,
Bland.
and then you're gonna put it into hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Some things just don't mix. I'm sorry. Some things just don't mix.
Eddie says he worked near the border and walked to Mexico for lunch. Best tacos he ever had in his life.
Right.
Oh yeah, I almost had to drag Mike Dags from the taco place because he didn't want to leave. I was like, Mike, we gotta go, bro.
I agree. The best thing that ever happened to me was when I went to Mexico and I actually and when I ordered the tacos, I thought I was gonna get what I'm used to. And they brought out the plate and they gave me the tortillas and they gave me the different meats and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
But once I tasted it,
Where did you go, by the way?
I went to Cancun.
Oh, okay.
I went to Cancun. And from that point on, I can't eat Taco Bell. Because to me, that's not a taco. That's just meat in a tortilla shell.
It's
with some lemon.
commercialized. It's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
about having those soft corn tortillas that's been cooked on the grill, and you only have
Mm,
the meat, the white onion, the cilantro, the lime,
right,
some
right,
salsa. Like, bro, that's all you
right,
need, really. You don't need all the
right.
lettuce. You don't need
And the
all the.
crazy thing out there in Arizona, where you guys are, y'all got some real authentic Tex-Mex food,
Carne asada
and
is a
you keep
staple.
bringing up this craziness. That's what I want to say. Y'all got some great food out there, but you like to bring up the craziness. I don't get it.
Exactly.
Y'all got some of the best food in the United States
All I'm
that
trying
way.
to do is save you, dear. I've explained this to you. Whenever you decide you want to go to Colombia and you can try the cheese and hot chocolate. When Ramos finally goes to Japan like he wants to, he's gonna try the barbecue chicken and the ice cream. So
Nope.
everybody's gonna be good.
No, no. This thing, no. Not going
I'll
to.
try the rice. I'll try the fish. I'll try the
Right,
sushi. I'll
right.
try the wok. I'll try being a samurai before I try that craziness.
Thank you. Thank you. Exactly.
I
And
try
then the
sumo
crazy thing
wrestling.
down south is y'all got Bucky's.
Oh,
Y'all
oh.
got Bucky's. Y'all can walk into Bucky's and get anything that y'all need,
You know I've
anything that
never
y'all
been to
want.
Bucky's. I've never been to Bucky's. And I
You
know they
crazy as
had
I don't
trips
know
where
what.
people was making runs, bro. I missed it.
You crazy as I don't know what. And finally, one of the brothers from the league sent me a text and let me know that they're opening up a Bucky's in a city that's about 20 minutes away from me up here in Ohio. Finally, the first time I went to Texas and I went to Bucky's to get gas, and I walked in that place and tasted that food.
I guess that's what's kind of throwing me. Like people getting excited to go to Bucky's and you can get gas and food. Like so is it like a gas station? Is it like a grocery store? Is it a grocery store and a gas station? Like what's up? What's happening?
Bucky's is the world. It's the world.
It's
You
not
can
helping
literally
me.
go
I'm
in
just
there and get anything. Like they literally have it, even the crazy stuff that's coming out of your mouth. You can probably find it at Bucky's, but
oh
it's
yes. And I'm sending it straight to your house.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No.
Hey, we are an hour and 22 minutes into this thing, and I want to thank y'all so much. I know Ramos look like he's trying to hold his eyes up, you know.
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
No,
Okay.
we can roll. I got
Cool. Yes, the
our
cheese
backup.
apparently melts into the hot chocolate, and it comes with the creamier drink. It's just that I guess my thought process, because I haven't actually seen anybody drink the hot chocolate and cheese, but like you know how mozzarella when you pull it, it has that nice cheese pull. Like, is that
Mhm.
what's happening with your coffee, bro? I mean your hot chocolate. So are you drinking it and it's like
Gooey.
chocolate cheesy,
So
and
you
then it's
got
like a
cheesy
pull, like
chocolate. So you gonna be on the toilet twice as long.
yeah, there you go. One
Okay. All
one's
right.
clogging
Well,
up,
I
the other
mean,
one's
if
pushing
that's
it out.
what
Yeah,
you
there
want, if you want to be there twice as
you go.
long, then that's what's up.
Eddie says, I messaged Ramos from the store because I bought stuff that that had
That had
Mexican prices.
Mexican
I wanted
prices.
to know how much it was costing.
Yeah. He wasn't getting mugged, and yeah, he wasn't getting mugged. So yeah,
And which
it was actually okay.
that's a real thing because when I first ordered my tacos, when I first got there, and I looked at my bill and it said 2 million, and I was like, "Y'all tripping?" But then I noticed it said pesos. But when I saw the 2 million, I was
It was probably 20,000. I guess. I don't know
I
how
was
many of
ready.
you. I don't know
I
how
was
many y'all.
ready to fight. Oh, it was a bunch of us.
Oh yeah, of
It
course,
was a big group.
of course.
But when I
And
saw
here's the
that
thing.
2 million, I was ready to
Yeah.
fight, bro.
Now, and if you go to those places, Cancun, if you go to Puerto Vallarta, if you go to those places, it's gonna be a bit more. It's gonna be a bit more expensive than what it is in like regular city anywhere else. Like
Right.
if you just go to your random as like city in the central part of the country, it's gonna be much cheaper, of course. But in
But
other
it
places,
was
they
just
really
the 2 million that when I saw the bill and I saw the 2 and all those zeros, I was like, okay, look, this is what we about to do. We about to go ahead and fight, and get our way out of here. And then that's when they came back and said, no, it's pesos. So it only actually ended up being like $100, $200, which for the group that we had, that was cool. But it was like when I first saw the bill, that
it was
was
probably maybe it was like 20,000, and then they had the period and 00, like
yeah,
50 cents.
man, I don't know. I just saw a 2 and too many zeros. It was like that's too many zeros behind that bill. Like that's no.
Justin says the pesos ain't gonna work in the States.
I'm gonna make him work. I'm gonna make him work. No.
Hey, I went to the store. My mother said she went to the store, spent $100, and only came out with like 2 bags. I said, "What did you get?" Barely, man. It's crazy. So the peso's looking really good right about now. But I wanted to know, guys, switching gears a little bit. So both of you are on different spectrums of the league. So, Robert, you are a player, avid teammate, always out in the chat, always supporting. And Ramos, you are on the ownership and managerial side of things. So I would like to hear from both of your perspectives of what makes your experience difficult at times being in your position. So being a player, Robert, what is something that you consider that can be kind of difficult to deal with? But you still do because you love the SFL, but it's just kind of difficult to kind of deal with sometimes.
Right. So I had to sit up on that one. The desire for your player to be what you imagine and the reality behind it. So when I first came into the league, as an ex-player who's played all the way up to college, when I made my player, I was building a player that I felt matched who I was as a person. Now, we've all, especially everybody here, knows that doesn't necessarily translate to the game. So then when my coaches got to me and said, okay, well, we know you want to do this. We know you want to do that. We know you want to be this tall. We know you want to be this weight. We know you. And they were grooming me. It was hard because I felt like, well, I want my player to be me. And one of the things when I first came into the M, and my attitude, and some people may have taken it wrong, but I really got into my player. It was almost like I got into the character of my player. So when I talked, when I acted, the things I said online and things of that nature wasn't necessarily representative of me, but it was more representative of my player in this league. And that was the one thing that I wanted people to understand about me. I will talk junk all day long. I will talk crazy all day long, but I'm talking from the perspective of that player, not necessarily me as a man. And then when I got to Baltimore, not saying that Denver did me wrong, but when I got to Baltimore, they kind of grabbed me and helped me understand, okay, this is the game. These are the things that players in this game can do that makes them successful. So what we want to do is we want to transform it from you being you just picking numbers that you think works, and we're going to have you go in the direction of choosing numbers that works for the team, so to speak. And no, like in the M, I was one sack away from setting the record for the M. And now I'm in the majors and I'm not getting the sacks that I got in the M. But I can see my character doing more for the team as a whole than he did then. So I had to kind of back down from my own individual wants to be great and say, I'm going to be great for the team. And that was the biggest transition where I had to sit there and say, well, I would love, and if you look at my character, you can see I built him strong on pass rush. I built him strong on run coverage, way beyond what is probably even effective. Like, I could probably dial some of that back and still be what I am and use that money elsewhere. But my vision at that time was for me to build somebody that I felt was so strong for what I wanted him to do, not understanding that that might not necessarily fit for a scheme. You know, I could be the greatest pass rusher in the world, but if the scheme is not about that, then I'm not helping my team, I'm hurting my team. So it took the coaches at Baltimore, and again, I'm not taking anything away from Denver. Denver was great to me. They allowed me the flexibility to do what I wanted to do. But I think it was Baltimore that reeled me in and said, no, it's all about the team. So right now, I don't have the sack totals that I would like. Personally, I'm upset. But I look at my player, and as a lineman, I'm in the top as far as tackles on my team with the linebackers, with the safeties, with the corners. So they're putting me in position to do what they need me to do to help the team. And that's the thing that I think makes the difference. It's a lot of people that come into this league, they get ideas. Like I said, I played Madden for forever on coaching, and I built players and put players out there and saw how players move. And I felt like, okay, that's how it works. But then when you get around a staff that's explaining to you, and that's the one thing I love about Baltimore. They explain, it's like when they tell me, okay, this is what you're going to do for progression. And then they explain why. What's the why behind the direction that you're pushing me in? What's the why behind where you're trying to help my character to go? I want to be a Hall of Famer one day. And I get upset seeing all these other players just doing their thing. They're getting sacks. And personally, I get upset. But I have so much faith in my coaching staff. And that's where I think a lot of coaches and a lot of teams and a lot of staffs fall short. You have to communicate with your players. You have to make them understand what you're doing, the direction you're trying to go in, and how you're making them better. Because if you don't, the first thing they're going to do is jump ship, thinking if I go get on a better team and maybe that team has a better record and they're doing this, that I can make an impact. That's not necessarily true. Just because you go to a good team doesn't mean that you're going to make an impact. Because if you don't fit what they're doing, you can't have that impact. So the great coaches, the good coaches, and I haven't been here long enough to point them out, but I can truly say that when you look at the players and the great players and the good players, the Hall of Famers, the players that make a difference time after time, they are going to teams where they believe that the coach and the coaching staff and the organization as a whole is going to put them in a position where their player can shine. Nobody wants to just be a fill-in. Nobody just wants to be somebody on the field that doesn't achieve anything. All of us want to do something to make an impact. So if you're putting me in a place where I can't make an impact and you're not giving it to me, why should I be here? And that's why you see so many players jumping every year. Like the when as I've been here, and like I said, it's only been 4 or 5 years, but I've seen so much of players jumping off of teams, going to this team, and jumping off teams, going to that team. And I've always wondered why. If you believe in who you're with, and it's not a matter of contracts like they do in the NFL, where you're trying to get money to secure financial stability for your family. That's not the case here. Why are you jumping? And I think more coaches and more staffs need to look at why are people leaving more than they're looking at the people that I'm bringing in. Understand why people are leaving. Why are these people leaving? And I think once you do that, you'll build a better staff. Arizona this year and the people that y'all brought in, along with the fact that the people that y'all were able to retain, is a testament to your staff. And I'm not saying that because, again, I'm vultures all the way. So, but I'm just saying that your ability to retain and yet still bring in people is a testament to the organization. People want to come play for you. Now, winning helps a lot. But if I'm not a person that's coming in as a starter, what makes me want to be a part of your organization? What makes me feel that you're going to build me to the level that I can be a starter, that I can get to the point to where I become one of those all-stars, where I get into the Hall of Fame? How are you helping me get there? And that's the key. And that's where I think a lot of teams and a lot of coaches and a lot of staffs fall short. What are you doing? What are you giving? How are you guiding these players to help them understand that I can take your player from where it is and make it a Hall of Famer?
Good
So
stuff,
that's
man.
the thing to me.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I think it's interesting to hear from the player's perspective, and it's going to be very interesting to hear from someone that has been in the league since season 3, that has been instrumental in the the foundation of players that are still here today. So it'll be interesting to hear from Ramos on this. So what are some of the most difficult things that you have to deal with being an owner and a coach?
Losing. It sucks. It's terrible. Especially when you get to losing streaks. Because, as Robert was saying, you players want to be great, and the quarterback wants to have the best QB rating, and he wants to make the All-Star, and the defensive lineman wants to have 15 sacks in a season, and the safety wants to have 10 interceptions. But sometimes when that doesn't happen, winning cures everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have 15 out of 32 passing, Ashley, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but the Arizona Scorpions won, you're happy. But if that happens in a loss, then you get frustrated, right? And so you can have players that maybe are not lighting up the stat sheet, but if you mix that with losing, that's when it gets really tough. That's when it gets really bad. And we had it a couple seasons ago. Thankfully we've built a very strong group of guys that really care for each other, that like each other. We have, obviously, Mike was a player. We have Mike, we have Bentley, we have Jordan, we have Buford, we have Jacob, we have Jason. We have a great group of guys. Gerard, Liam, Jeffrey, John, Dan, and we, we're a family here, right? We've been together for so long. And it's been, for the players, it's like, shit, man, like, We're not doing very well this time, or it has happened. A couple seasons ago we went 3-9, and having that losing, especially when it comes at bunches, when you get into a streak of losing, when you lose 3 games in a row, that's to me the hardest part of being a coach, of being an owner, because you dedicate so much time, you dedicate so much effort, and you have guys who count on you, and you feel like you're failing those guys. Yeah, I mean, probably, Jordan went, 20 of 25 and 3 touchdowns. We still lost by 2 scores. Damn, I failed him. Even if Jordan had a good game, I failed Jordan. He pays a subscription. He gets his progression in. He chats. He's active in the locker room. He's a great presence. He's a leader. He is awesome in the chat. But we are still losing, right? And you feel like you failed those guys. That is the hardest part of being a coach, of being an owner. Even if the team is not, probably, even if you don't send people, 10 people to the All-Star game, if you keep winning, you have a nice week, you have a happy week. But if you lose, even if you play great and you lost 38-35, that's still an L, and you feel terrible about it.
And I think it's important for anybody that's listening to this, before I get to the chats, anybody that's listening to both perspectives on it, it is everybody has to work in conjunction, and I think when coaches and owners that maybe don't take this as seriously as they should, when they hear from players on how important it is for them because of the investment, because maybe they were a player at one time and they couldn't play anymore because they got hurt or they got too old or whatever, and they're living vicariously through this. So if you are a coach, and if you are a scout, or if you're a coach or you're an owner, you definitely want to be one of those people that are all in, because you got a lot of people that are depending on you to provide a service, to provide them with the emotional content, to provide, to provide those wins for them, so they can hear their name on the field. This is why we're here. We want to hear ourselves on the field. Ashley's not going to go play for the Arizona the Cardinals. Not doing it. But here I can take them hits without feeling it all up in here, So, but then from the owner's side of things, I think it's important for players to and coaches to realize that this is not easy. You do take a lot of time away from your family, a lot of time away from your personal, the time that you need personally to be able to get over things and do things, just to try to make you happy, just to try to get this win. And it is adding extra pressure, I think, unnecessarily, when you have people. And people are going to be objective. People are going to be subjective. People are going to have their thoughts and their opinions and all of that. But I think some thought needs to definitely go into it, especially when it crosses the line of being like offensive. Because, like, bro, I just spent 72 hours looking at these damn plays and trying to figure out what works, and seeing play after play and hearing hut after hut. Like, I'm surprised y'all don't sleep. Y'all hear this in your sleep, So I think it's just good for both sides to understand each other, and you probably wouldn't have so much of the disagreements that we have. Probably won't go as deep as they do if people took that kind of stuff in mind. But for any rookie and I'm actually getting ready to end, because I got about maybe 5 minutes left before my son comes in here. So I want to get from a note from you guys to rookies, for you, Robert, that is looking, because we have a whole bunch of people that join every day, looking for, how to do things. What is some of the best advice that you can give to a rookie that's trying to build their player right now? And then from Ramos, what is some advice that you have for anyone that's seeking to become an owner or a coach? Because we do have hopefuls that are trying to get their own teams into the SFLM, but I think it just needs to be explained maybe from someone from your stature how important it is and how much time and dedication that it takes. So I think I'm gonna start with you first, Ramos.
For me, learn as much as you can, ask questions, and show genuine interest with an open mind, right? Because sometimes, and it's not, for me to say like, oh, I know everything, because I don't know everything. I really don't, right? But every coach or every owner or every scout or anybody can have probably an advice to give that you can really use for your to your benefit. And so I guess it's have an open mind, have open ears, ask questions, and show actual genuine interest, because the time will probably come. We have a certain amount of teams right now. You never know when Cameron Irvine says another expansion, we are in two different teams, right? Or, this team is taking a break for a season, or this team is selling, and all of a sudden we have a couple of spots. And so it's not going to have, it probably is not going to happen where, just from 1 second to another, it's like, oh, now I want to be an owner and you're going to get it right away. It will probably take a little bit of time, right? I will recommend for you to dive into coaching or into scouting if possible. Maybe even starting with stats is a good start. Throw your name in there. Because like sometimes, it's like, oh, I've seen guys, and it's fine. It's fine. I'm not faulting them. I've seen guys come into the SFL. They open the Discord and it's like, hey, I want to be an owner, right? Which is perfectly fine. You should have those, because I had them. When I joined the league, I saw the first 2 games. Just by looking at the first 2 games, I was like, I want to know. I would like to own a team. I would like to see what's up. Like, I would like to build my own team, right? But then it took me to like get a player, get a season under my belt in coaching. I applied once. I failed at it once. I did not get my team. I tried it the next time. Finally got it, right? So that resilience also is important. And if you put the mind into it, if you put the dedication to it, be respectful in the chat. I think that's huge, because sometimes we choose people also. It's not, you may know a lot of football. You may know a ton of football, but if you are disrespectful in the chat, if you're, saying, this team sucks, that team sucks, this team is horrible, you suck, you're trash, blah, 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 we are going to be a little bit skeptical of bringing you in, because being an owner, being a coach, you have to be a leader. You have to be, like Robert said, you have to deal with people. You have actual people, right? And so I don't want my, my team owner to, be like, oh, he might think I suck. He might think I'm trash. We don't want that. We want to have owners, and I think as a collective, we've done a really good job of having phenomenal people as owners in the simulation football league. I don't have a problem with anybody in the simulation football league, in the coaching staff and the owners. I think we've built a great, we've built a great group of guys.
Yeah, it is. And I think everybody just brings something different. And sometimes those differences can outshine, and it doesn't have to. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we're all here because we love it. Just because you see something differently than I do, that does not mean that you're wrong or that I'm wrong. It's just different. So, Robert, what is some advice that you'd want to give some of our new players that are just now entering? As a matter of fact, shout out to Portia Henson, Robert Henson's wife, just joined. So we got another husband and wife duo in the league, another Bonnie and Clyde to celebrate.
All right. Well, the first thing for all my former players, and I assumed that everybody was intense when they played, as I was, let it go. Let that go. Let that go. Let it go. Let it go. Um, when you're building your player, you may model your player after yourself or someone that you admired, but be flexible. Be flexible to allow, as my boys who are now going to college and playing college ball. And one of the biggest things that the college coaches said to us, be coachable. Be coachable. Allow the coaches to see where you're at, what you have, what you bring to the table, and allow them to modify it. Don't be so stubborn to think, okay, I came in as a defensive end and I have to stay a defensive end. Well, not necessarily. If your attributes show that you have more promise as a defensive tackle, be willing to make that move. And one of the things that I didn't do coming into the league from the M was I was stuck in my ways. I wanted to be an end, and I wasn't taking anything else. But you have to be flexible. You have to understand that this is a game. So, irregardless of what you may think, countless times I had arguments with Cam. You can look online, you can see it, where I was arguing about offensive holding and how many times has the offensive lineman ever been called for holding and why do they hold so much and how can they take. It's a game, bro. It's a game. So quit putting so much of yourself. It's cool to get into your character. It's cool to get into your player and all that. But at the end of the day, it's a game. And it's a team game. These coaches are busting their ass trying to get all of us to come together to be one cohesive unit to win a game. There are no individual superstars. No one man can win the game. So no matter how much you want or think how great your player is, he can't win the game on his own. So be willing to sit back and say, you know what? I'm going to be a team player. Whatever the coaching staff and the organization feels that I need to be, whatever direction they want me to go, I'm willing to go in that. Now, I'm not going to tell you not talk your junk. Talk your junk because that's the energy that keeps you going. That's the energy that keeps you motivated. When you can talk your junk, if you got the stats and you're doing something or you did something good, talk about it. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But at the same token, be humble because it's a team game and you can get out front of your team. You can talk so much junk that now your team has to back it up. And that's not fair. That's not fair to your team. That's not fair to your coaches because they are the ones sitting up there. You're going to bed. All you're doing is progressing. When they sit there and tell you it's time to progress, you're just putting in some numbers and that's it. They're the ones that are sitting up day and night, running simulations, doing all this, doing all that. It's not fair for you to outspeak them. So like Ashley knows, me and her talk. And I said many a times, there were things that I felt that I didn't want to say because I didn't want to get out in front of my team. Because at the end of the day, it ain't about Rob Brady Jr. It's about the Baltimore Vultures. And we are a team. We are a unit. And I'm not going to put my coaches in positions where my mouth writes a check that they can't cash. So all I recommend to the young guys coming in is be flexible. Make your player how you like, but be flexible for them to develop your player. Put your player in the best position to do what he needs to do for the team and understand it's for the team. It's not for you. It's not an individual thing. They're not trying to build Michael Jordans. They're trying to build Chicago Bulls, so to speak. So be open to that. And Even if you feel your player isn't doing everything that you want your player to do, don't just run, because the grass is always greener, but that don't mean you're going to get the results that you want. So you're going to find yourself being a career free agent, a gun for hire. But what is that? What is your legacy behind that? When people look at your legacy, and again, this is a legacy game, they have history. You can go back and look at history. There is history here. This is not just a one and done. So what is your legacy? Is your legacy is I was always a gun for hire and I ran to the next biggest thing or jumped on the bandwagon because that was good? Or did you truly believe in your coaches, your staff, your organization, and say, hey, I believe in what we're doing. So even if that means I may not get the stats that I want right now, my outcome is the chip. And that's what every player should be focused on, is getting to the chip and winning the chip. And the only way that you're going to do that is to be a team player and understand that these coaches are putting hours on top of hours on top of hours on top of hours. They're doing everything that they can to make sure that each team wins. And even the losing teams, you may be losing, but that doesn't mean your coaches and your staff and your organization isn't putting in the work. They're putting in the work, and it may not show right now, but you have to be patient. And again, this ain't income. It ain't like this is deciding whether you feed your family or not. You pay your money, true enough. But you pay your money, but that money that you pay it, it's done, it's over, and you continue on with the season. So that would be what I would give to those who are coming into the league.
Appreciate it. Appreciate both of y'all for being here. Appreciate both of the sound advice that you guys gave. And I think that it's good. It's good to just, like I said, have those different perspectives out there. To play, the other side of that coin, we do have 1 season contracts, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end it. We do have 1 season contracts,
which they need to
for
stop.
a reason.
They need to stop.
So that won't ever stop, because
It won't,
what
but they
you
need
don't
to.
want to do now, maybe they can add the option to stay with the team for a couple seasons, so like a 2-term or 2-year or a 2-season contract or something like that could be created. But I think having the ability to go and experience another locker room is important, because you may want to build a legacy at this particular spot, but then you get there and it's not what you want. Now, that could be from a standpoint that you're just not getting the looks that you want, or it could be the standpoint from the locker room. Perhaps the locker room is not as active as you want, or maybe it's a toxic locker room. So if I'm building a legacy, I want to be somewhere where I'm wanted, where I'm needed, where I feel like I have a voice and I can be myself. That I do want to get those looks and things of that nature. But if you don't get that, I appreciate having the option to be able to stamp your SFL passport and see what other teams, have that different experience, because you, Robert, loyal. Wherever you're going to be, that's where you're going to be. I feel you. But then you change from Denver. You know what I'm saying? So
But hold on. Stop what you're saying right there.
Yeah.
I did change from Denver,
You
but
did.
all I did, because I didn't understand the process,
Okay.
was I put myself up in a free agency, because I didn't understand that once you put yourself up for free agency, you're no longer attached to the team. So when I found that out, the first thing I did was turn to my team and say, hey, I didn't know that that's how it works. Because in all honesty, it wasn't like I was leaving Denver because I was upset with Denver. I just thought you throw yourself out in free agency, and that allows you to let you see who else might want you. That was my understanding behind it. It was never to sit there and say, well, I'm done with Denver. That was never the case.
I never said that. I just said that you wanted to have a different experience.
I want to make it clear to the league because I've had other people hit me in my DMs about it, and I had to try to clear that up, that was never the case. I just thought that by me making myself a free agent would allow me to see what other teams think I'm valuable. Mm-hmm. That's all I wanted. It wasn't something like that. And there's a lot of people that's coming in the league that don't understand the rules of the SFL and don't understand. I've had many people DM me and say, well, Rob, I didn't understand. Because it's not made clear that once you make yourself a free agent, you are locked out of your team's locker room. You can no longer communicate with them. And the only thing you can do is listen to other people abroad versus the idea of just me saying, here I am, who likes me?
I feel you.
And there needs to be room for a player to be able to look out and say, who likes me, and give them an opportunity to court you. Like, I can think of a team right now with, is it Minnesota? This the Sasquatch thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they came at me, Lovelace, BJ, came at me, he talked to me, when I hit free agency, and I told him straight up, like, bruh, I'm just looking to see who likes me and what they like me for and what they would like me to be. I haven't made a team up or nothing like that because that was my mindset. But I didn't know that I would be locked out from Denver until I was locked out. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, at this point, I have no other choice but to go to another team. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't have went to Baltimore because I would have, because actually I talked to you when I was in the minors and told you. Right. That's who I wanted to draft me. But the fact is that a player needs that. He needs the opportunity to be able to look and see who wants them. Mm-hmm. And not necessarily be locked out from the team that they're with.
And I understand your point. I do. But you have to also look at the other side of that coin. If you tell me as a player, hey, I want to test free agency. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that means it's a 50-50 chance you're going to stay. I'm going to have to look out for my team at the end of the day because you are going to find your place to be, whether it's with me or whether it's with somebody else.
I'm not saying the team can go ahead and start doing what they need to do. What I'm saying is you shouldn't be locked out from your team. So if you choose to go back.
I understand, and that's what I'm saying. The thing is, if you make that decision to say, hey, I want to go test the waters from somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that it's like you're saying, okay, I'm filing for divorce. Now, you may not go through with it at the end of the day. You might just be like, no, man, you know what? I'm going to stay home. I'm going to stay. Right?
At the moment you stay, is a little harsh.
I'm telling you, I feel you, but I'm just saying that the way that's put, like, if you tell me and I'm GM, okay, cool.
But it's pushed that way because of the way the league is right now. What I'm saying is the league needs to allow players to be able to communicate with other teams and say, like for instance, Ramos might say, well, Rob, I would like you to come to the team. Unfortunately, right now, I don't have any defensive end positions open.
They do that anyway.
So hold on, wait a minute. So if you want to come to us, you would have to be a defensive tackle. I should be able to still remain with my team and be able to tell Ramos yes or no. I should not have to be cut out to where now I have to choose a team. Because once the door is shut behind me, I have to choose somebody. I have
we
to
have to make sure that we are in a position to get the best players as early as possible. And I don't think that that's something that you're considering. Because if you're saying here that you want to leave, if you're telling me that you want to go, if you're telling me that you want to go.
I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you is I'm just interested to see who's
you say
interested
that you want to test free agency. That does not mean that you want to go out and see who wants you, right?
That's what I'm saying. I want to see who wants Rob. I want to see what other teams have watched my play and think that I could be an asset to them. There's nothing wrong with me seeing that, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to be on my team. That just means I want to see who else might be interested in me and what else they might offer me. That doesn't mean that I don't want to be on my team. That's just me looking. It's no different than walking down the street and you with your girl, but you kind of curious to what other women might look at you. It don't mean you about to run and get with them, but you still like the looks. And that's all I'm saying. A player should be available to be able to see what other teams might want them, what they might want to do, and put a bug in their hair. So if the league would do, even if the league would allow during the season for other coaches to sit there and contact players and say, hey, man, I like how you playing this season. Have you thought maybe next season you might want to be with me? Okay. That's cool. I just want to know who's interested. Because, again, if nobody's interested in me, the first thing that tells me is I got to get my player up. I got to do something different. Ain't nobody looking at me. I'm that ugly. There ain't nobody looking at me. I need to do something with my player. But if people are interested, then that gives me options. And a player.
And you said it. Because you have those options. If you decide that you want to go over there, I'm stuck. So I'm waiting on you to make this decision. No. And now hold on. Wait a minute. You got me waiting a month, and my free agents, the free agent pool is dwindling, man. The best rookies are dwindling. So now I'm supposed to sit here as a GM or as an owner and wait for you to decide who you want to be with, bro. And I got time.
What I'm saying is there should be a period. Maybe if the period is only 1 week, there should be a period that allows me to see. 1 week ain't going to kill a team. You can still recruit. I'm saying there should be an open period for 1 week that allows players to look at what other teams got to say, what their offers are, and not necessarily make yourself a free agent to where you're kicked off your old team. I should be able to talk to them. Now, quiet is kept. Since we got DMs, they can get in your DMs anyway, and nobody ever know it. But what I'm saying is not do stuff below belt. Let's keep it on the up and up. If they coming at me, if Ramos coming at me, I should be able to say, you know what? Ramos said this. He offering me that. Now, this is where I am, but this is what he's offering me. So I should be able to have that in. But I'm not saying it should be forever. It should be a limited time because, again, you don't want to leave your old team stuck. And I agree with that. You don't want to leave them stuck in the dark. But at the same token, why is it I can't see who likes me without getting kicked off my old team? Why can't I see?
I'll tell you a secret, dear.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
If they want you, they're going to come to you. They're going to come to you like week 10. If they really want to see what you're about and they really like what you do. Like I've had people come to me and they know I've had, so it's not
me
not
too.
happening.
I've had
it's
people
not
in my
happening.
DMs.
So
But I didn't feel good about it because I felt like it was under the table. I felt like they was talking
You feel like he was cheating.
under the table, which is why you'll notice if you go back in the DMs where I asked the question, is that interference like the NFL? Can a team talk to you prior to it? You'll see in my DMs where I asked about that, and they was like, bro, this is not the NFL. This is SFL. They can do that. Because I felt bad. I'm like, okay, I got these people talking to me under the table, but is that right? Is that something that should be? And a player shouldn't be put in that position. A player should feel comfortable saying, all right, they in my DMs, and they can be in my DMs. So, okay, so let's do this. Let's not even give it time. Let's just say coaches should be allowed to talk to other players anytime they want to. And then a player can make a choice. Let's do it that way,
bro.
And
you
then that
just
way,
got on the team week 1, and you got Ramos in your DMs talking about, "Hey, when this season is over with, let me go ahead and holler at you, bro. Like you only played one down. You only played one game. I want you to come talk to me."
But what I'm saying is, if we're not going to give it a time, then let's open up the air and say that coaches have the ability to DM any player at any time during the season and let them know what their intent is. And then that would not be considered a violation. If we do that, then I'm cool. Because players should be able to know who like them. That's all I'm saying.
Right. But I guess I'm just having a little issue because I think if somebody likes you, they're gonna let you know regardless. So like if
I mean, but it's secret. I don't want it to be secret. I want it to be but I want it to be that he said he liked me, and then I can jump on the chat and be like, look, Ramos came at me and said he liked me. He said
and
he
then now
wanted me
what
to
you
play
gonna
this
do
position.
right now?
And nobody gonna have nothing to say about it. They just gonna be cool, like, well,
right,
okay,
right. But then Ramos said that, right? And now you go back and you tell, let's say you tell Eddie, hey, so Ramos said, he looking at me. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you can take it. You want to go over there? Because, like, it's a thing. It's like you can say that somebody's interested in you, but then what is your motive behind that? Are you trying to say that they're interested so you can get a better contract, so that you can persuade hey, these people are looking at me, so if you don't give me what I want, I'm gonna go over there. Cool. Even if you did that, bro, I still got to make sure that when you decide to make that move,
you watch the NFL.
I got Hands Brothers coming back.
You watch the NFL.
You
watch the NFL. Okay. Yeah. So shit. If Ramos gonna sit there and say, "Bruh, look, I got this contract for you with this money. We can go ahead and add this to your progression. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna put you in this position where you can play where you wanted to play. You can do this." Why would I not listen to? I would be foolish not to listen to that, and then again, not go back to my current organization and say, look, I've been asking y'all, will y'all do this for me? Will y'all do that? And they say, well, I ain't got that. Okay, well, that's cool. Let me let you know that somebody else does. Cool. So if I do leave, understand why. But you know this in the middle of the season. So that means when the season ends, you already know what's about to happen. It's no surprise. So that's why I said if you're not going to give a time period to allow people to explore, cool, then make it open to where coaches can get at you all the time. And it's not considered bad. Because I guarantee you right now, if a player opened up their DMs and showed all the coaches trying to get at them, people would have a problem. People would be like, oh, look, he all up in their DMs and all this and all that. And I'm not thinking about what's best for me because I ain't doing nothing. I'm Baltimore for forever. I ain't moving. So that's an incorrect statement. I ain't looking. I'm just saying that when I'm thinking about the general mass of people who may want to just know who else likes them. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying leave. I'm just saying some people just want to know who else likes them. But to sit there and say that I'm thinking about me, that's crazy. That's crazy because I'm not. And again, I expressed to my old team and my new team my situation, and every coach that tried to get me, I express it to it. So if I need to bust out DMs just to prove that I ain't about myself, I will. Because I don't even know who put that comment down there. I wish you show it again so I could see a name behind who just said
That's
that.
Eddie. That's Eddie.
I ain't never been like that. Ain't never been like that. And never will be like that. All I'm saying is that people should have the opportunity to know who else is interested in them. But if I gotta pull DMs out to prove, I'll do it. I'll put it. I'll post it. If that's what you need for me to prove that that's not me.
Okay. All right.
No. Because when somebody call you out your name and tell you something that you're not, that's something totally different. You don't know me like that.
Okay.
We cool, but you don't know me
first
to sit there and say that I'm all about myself.
Easy. First. All right. Calm down. So I think it is a situation to where I think it's been, taken a little bit over the edge. I think you're speaking strictly from a player's perspective. But you're talking to someone that is not only a player. I'm an owner, GM. You have another owner, you have another GM, and the person that's talking to you is an owner and GM. So you're a player and you have this one perspective in your mind of how things should go. And just simply offering that your side of things. We're simply saying from the front office perspective that when a player makes a decision to tell us, now if you decided that on your own and you don't say nothing to us, okay. But if you come and you tell us, I want to test free agency, I want to see what's out there for me, that's totally fine. That's why we have the 1 year, 1 season contracts. That's fine. But understand that we have a right as a front office to make sure our butts are covered at the end of the day, because whether you decide that you're going to leave and jump ship or whether you're going to stay, I got to be ready either way. That's it, man.
When did I ever say that they didn't have the right? I never said that. All I said was that a player should be available or allowed.
But when you further explained it, your thing is when you further explained it. I think that's where Eddie's thing was, like when you further explained it, kind of showed that it was when you further explained it, it was like, okay, well, now this team wants me. This team is willing to give this to me. This team is willing to do this for me. This team is willing to do that. What are you gonna do?
Okay,
and that's where that came from. That's where that came from.
And I backed up from that. I backed up from that statement and said, look, it's not about that. It's just merely me seeing who's out there, who likes me, what they want to do for me, and giving them the opportunity to tell me what they want to do. That's it. I'm not taking it no further than that. It's no bigger than that. It's they should have the opportunity. Now, again, they can do that in DM right now. All I'm saying is it shouldn't be something that's hidden. If they're going to do that, it should be upfront. Everybody knows. In that way, there's no possible ability for people to say somebody's doing something behind somebody's back. It should be okay that it's in the open and this person is telling you this. That's all I'm saying. It should be in the open, and it should be okay that it's in the open for people to understand and see what other people are thinking and what other people want. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even saying that you don't have the right to do what you're going to do. I'm just saying I shouldn't have to declare myself as a free agent just to be able to hear what other people got to say in the open. I'm saying let people say what they want to say in the open now and not make it to where the only time that they can say it in the open is when I'm a free agent. And from what I've learned, they ain't even gonna say it in the open when you're a free agent. They're gonna wait until the time that they go ahead and pull you. So that's all I'm saying. I apologize if I offended anybody or made somebody think that this is all about a one person thing. It's not. I'm just saying that players should be allowed to know who likes them and who don't. That's all I'm saying.
I think we can end on that notice because I think that if a player, if somebody wants them, they gonna know before the end of the season anyway.
That's not necessarily true because again, I done had people come at me after the season and sit there and ask me what my thoughts are, where I'm thinking about going, what I'm thinking about doing, and all that good stuff. And we have the same conversation, and I tell them, it is what it is. But my whole thing is I should be able to have that conversation all season long. Why I got to wait till the end of the season?
And some people are, just like you said, that's not necessarily true. Some people are. They're just not making it known. It doesn't have to be.
Right. So it's under the table.
Okay, but still, you're making it seem like nobody can't talk to nobody, man. And I'm getting ready to end it because we already.
I'm making it seem like people are hiding stuff, and you don't have to hide it, and you shouldn't have to. You should be able to.
Right, but again, if you tell your team, I'm testing free agency, that's what's gonna happen. Period. You just gonna be out the locker room. That is what it is, bro. Until Cam decides differently, that is what it is. And unfortunately,
but like I said,
I do agree.
Justin out there and everybody jumping my ass like I'm all about me, and it's like I'm not. I've never been all about me. To make a point, I've never been all about me. So
I think you need to be a part of a front office and see how that works. That's what it is. When you have that experience, then you can gain that understanding because we've been players, so we understand the player perspective of it. I've been courted. It wasn't that long, but so I get it. I get that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think if you put on that GM hat, you'd have a better understanding of what we're saying. That's all.
That may be true. And I'm trying to work to that. So if anybody out there who still likes me and is willing to help me on that, yes, please, because that's the direction I would like to go. Because I want to get more involved and understand the league more and understand how it works more. Because I admit I don't know. So a lot of stuff that I say it out of emotion because I'm a very emotional person. I apologize for that. That's just the energy that I have. That's just the energy I've always had as a player. So if I offended anybody, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's just conversation, man. It's all good. It's all good. So just a conversation. We're not trying to solve a war and world peace, even though somebody should, but we all good. Ramos, you got anything before we leave?
No, I ain't got nothing. I'm enjoying all of this. I'm enjoying it.
I'm sorry, Ramos. This your birthday, man. And I just
it's okay.
On the tandem. I apologize, brother.
It's okay.
I wish you the best for your birthday. For you,
appreciate
and your family, that you would be blessed, brother.
You said Ramos. Thanks, still brother.
Here. Appreciate you.
No, man. Like I said, it's good conversation, and you're not going to agree on everything. It's okay to agree to disagree, and you can still be friends at the end of the day. It's not the end of the world, okay? But because I told Ramos I was going to do this,
there we go.
Now I'm nervous, bro. What the fuck?
Don't back out on me now.
Okay. Don't look at me. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ramos. Happy birthday to you. Need more.
Thank you, Ashley. I
You
appreciate it.
actually got a voice.
That was most beautiful. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you got a voice.
A little bit. I do a little
Appreciate
something.
you.
It ain't.
Thank you.
Anytime, man. 27.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, 27, beautiful, beautiful age. When you hit 30, everything just start breaking down, just letting you know. So enjoy your 20s.
30.
30.
Ooh, I can't
He's
even
already
remember.
hurting.
I can't even remember 30.
Nice,
Come
man.
on, 30.
Thank
But
you.
thank y'all so much. I appreciate your time, brothers.
Hey, it was great. It was wonderful.
It was great.
Anytime. Y'all come back.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. I really do hope that you enjoy the show. Please do not forget to leave your goodbye comments, final thoughts in the chat. You can leave them in the live chat. I will be ending things a little bit in a little bit, so you can actually leave them on our YouTube comments page, and I'll be happy to address them next show. But again, I really do hope that you enjoyed the conversation. Hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more great content that we like to offer for everybody. While I get my music together, I really, really hope that all of you have a fantastic evening. Stay safe and treat each other well. For Robert Ramos, Striker, we are out. See you soon.
Taking my own advice, reaction they used to feel.